Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're going to talk about part 2 of the Massacre. I'm enjoying the recon so far. The loose cannon recon has actually been pretty easy to follow. It's impressive considering there are no telesnaps or even footage of this story that's completely missing. One of the ones that's really completely missing. So that they've managed to put together such a good reconstruction, because I am watching, I think it's LC40, Loose Cannon 40, that they've managed to put together such a good telesnap recon, or create such a good telesnap recon, I should say. And of course, sometimes with messages flashing across the screen telling you what's going on. It's really impressive. Makes the story easy to follow. I also have the benefit of having read the novelization, so I understand what happens in the story anyway. Although the novelization and the televised version do vary. I mentioned that in my review for part 1, that the guy who does the novelization is the guy who wrote the original script, but it went through several rewrites before it actually got televised, and he basically went with some of his earlier drafts. Now, episode 2 actually doesn't have Hartnell in it. He's, I believe he was on holiday for either, I can't remember if it's part 2 or part 2 and part 3. But he was on holiday, so he's not there. It mentions the Doctor and the Abbot a few times, and Stephen thinks he sees the Abbot, which he thinks he sees the Doctor. It's the Abbot. And of course, mentioning to the two people in the room with him, that's the Doctor, they immediately mistrust him because the Abbot is Catholic, and of course the two people in the room are Protestant, and they immediately mistrust him. Oh, your friend's the Abbot? He's like, no, he must be impersonating the Abbot. But if he's doing it, if he has a good reason. I'm not actually sure why Hartnell is... I mean, Hartnell's not there because he's on holiday. I don't know what happened to the Doctor and where the Doctor went. I don't think it communicated that. Now, in the books, it does a good job. In the book, it does a good job of explaining why Hartnell's not there. Other people thought he was the Abbot and kidnapped him. I don't think I've gotten an explanation for why he just suddenly disappears in the book, unless I just missed something. But so Stephen really gets a chance to shine in this episode, and Peter Purvis really gets a chance to kind of own the episode, so to speak, kind of be central character here, which is nice. It's nice that Stephen gets some stuff to do here. He gets into a sword fight with one of the guys, Gaston. I like Gaston written better in the book. Like, I understand why Gaston acts the way he does in the episode. He doesn't trust Stephen because of thinking Stephen's friends with the Abbot. Nicholas is a little better, still a little more trusting of Stephen, still a little more open to listening. I understand why Gaston's written the way he is here, but I still think I like him a little better in the novelization, where he's a little more friendlier, so to speak. I'm liking Anne a lot. Was it Chaplet? I'm not sure if you pronounce that as a CH or an SH, actually. But I'm liking what the actress is doing with her, with what I can get from the dialogue and the pictures and everything. I like her. And the fact that she's following after Stephen because she trusts Stephen. Like, she immediately is like, no, Stephen's not a traitor. He's not a spy. La, 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 la. I trust him. I like that as well. And then the cliffhanger, I really like in the story when Stephen learns about the assassination attempt, when he's listening at the window and overhears them talking about assassination attempt, but he doesn't know who's going to be assassinated because they simply refer to him as the Sea Beggar, which of course is also the name of the episode, and he has no idea who that is. I kept expecting him to get caught because there's supposed to be a curfew, so I kept expecting him to get caught by guards, because that does happen in the novelization. Earlier in the story, he gets caught by guards for being out past curfew. So I kept expecting that to happen, and it didn't. He kept managing to avoid them. So that was a little, oh, okay, wasn't expecting that. And then he's not able to tell anybody about what's going on because Gaston blows up at him as soon as he tries. And then the cliffhanger of learning that the Admiral is actually the Sea Beggar. It's a pretty nice cliffhanger. Not as good, of course, as the episode 1 cliffhanger, but still a pretty nice cliffhanger. I'm enjoying the story overall. Again, I understand what's going on having read the novelization, but it does differentiate itself quite a bit from the novelization as well. Things happening in a different way, even though it's still the same broad strokes of the story, and that's making it interesting also. So part 2 of the Massacre, I want to know, what do you think of it? Comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button as well. I also have a link to my Patreon down there if you'd like to support me on that. I want to give a shout out to Colin Coney, a top tier patron of mine. I appreciate his support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. It's very much appreciated. I also have a P.O. box if there's anything you'd like to send me to look at and review, and a link to my Amazon wishlist and my Amazon UK wishlist are down there as well. Most importantly, thank you for watching.